That's awesome.
That's interesting that you say that, because there's been many times where I've been outside and I'm like, oh, I'm so stoked to be here. And then ironically, I think of you and your hat. I'm like, that's just brilliant, right?
That was the goal.
Welcome to Tracks, Trails, and Forgotten Tales, where ghost towns, railways, and legends of the past come back to life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tracks, Trails, and Forgotten Tales, where we talk about lost places, hidden trails, and real stories. We are your hosts. I'm Dan.
And I'm Carm. And today we have a special guest with us. This is something different that we've never done today, and I'm super excited to introduce you. But before I do, I'm just going to throw out there that this is not an advertisement. We're not getting paid. Yes, we're all wearing the same hats. If you're watching this, you can see that. If not, well, you don't have no idea what I'm talking about. But I actually came across, and we started following each other on Instagram. And I just loved the story about somebody that took their passion for the outdoors and built a business around that, a brand apparel business, and not just a business, but also a business that gives back to replanting trees in our forests and creating a community to get people excited about getting up, getting out, and getting outdoors. So I am so happy to introduce founder of STOK Apparel, Ben. We're super excited to have you here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked to be here as per the brand name. Like going over what you said, how we kind of met, following each other on Instagram and stuff. It was a cool journey to start off. Like just as we started, going around, finding some new people that were in the same kind of industry as us. I don't know if industry is the right term, but same adventures. Right, going outside, exploring new places, finding lost trails, hidden trails, and stuff like that. And getting stoked for the outdoors. That
is so awesome. So I guess, like, what inspired you to take that leap from just getting out and adventuring to create a brand, like apparel brand around that?
Yeah, I mean, we loved going outdoors. I used to live in Alberta, a small town, Grand Prairie. We had a cabin out there. Go quadding, dirt biking, we'd be on the river, like just hiking around. Moved out to the North Shore, actually in Richmond, and we'd be hitting the mountains, snowboarding, mountain biking, hiking, just like everything we could do to get outside and explore. Yeah. So it's really all my life I've been really going outdoors, and especially when COVID hit, it was kind of a turn where everybody got stuck inside. You couldn't really go out. It's kind of frowned upon at that time to be outdoors, and after that I feel like it took a while for people to get comfortable to go back outdoors. So we kind of wanted to start something to get people stoked to get back outside again. So with the brand, like the whole goal is to get people stoked to be outdoors, and pushing people to get off their phones. We wanted to build something to get people all outside.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Great story, yeah. So you have a tagline, which is what? Live wild.
Live wild, stay stoked.
Stay stoked.
I love it. I love it.
So what brought that up? Like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off with this. When I was in school and they ask you how to explain a word without using the word, I always struggle with that. So when I try to explain live wild, stay stoked, I want to use the word live wild, because like when we're on our adventures, I mean, I really love kind of pushing the limits with things. And when a lot of people look at that, they might think that it's wild to do that. But I love just kind of pushing the limits and going to the extremes of things, whether that's like, you know, we're quadding around, we're doing some gnarly hikes, cliff jumping outside, we'll be ripping around on jet skis and just kind of like going wild on it, like pushing it to the limits, going full speed. And live wild and staying stoked is really that word I've used my whole life. Probably used it as well, where whenever you're doing something, you know, I'm stoked to do that. It's kind of built within this culture of being outdoors. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I thought it would be a good marketing tactic anyways to try and get that word correlated with the brand. So every time somebody says they're stoked to go do something, they're going to think of the brand, they're going to think of the movement, they're going to think of the community, and kind of get that in their head to get outside and get stoked.
That's awesome.
That's interesting that you say that, because there's been many times where I've been outside and I'm like, oh, I'm so stoked to be here. And then ironically, I think of you in your hat. I'm like, that's just brilliant, right?
That was the goal. That was the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's working.
Yeah, it totally is. I hope other people have the same thing when they say it. It's awesome.
It's awesome. And you said community too, and I know I follow you on Instagram, and you are out in the community quite a bit. Like I've seen you, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago, you were doing the Knox Mountain, the fundraiser for MS.
Yeah.
You had a booth set up there, and it was like 12 kilometers.
Yeah, so unfortunately for myself, I came down with a gnarly flu.
Oh no!
Right before, we were hyping this up like all summer, because it was a 12-hour Knox Mountain hike challenge to raise awareness around MS. And talking with the people setting it up, his name was Giles and Natalie. And all summer we had it at our booth at the night market, like getting people excited to come out and do this challenge. And then I got hit with this flu on the day right before. So unfortunately I wasn't able to do the full 12 hours. But I was able to go out and did a lap. Giles was out there, he's the full 12 hour. I think he did like 8 to 10 laps on Knox Mountain.
Oh wow.
It's about an hour up and down.
I'm going to be honest, I've only made it to the first lookout, and then I've done Paul's Tomb, and then back again. I have yet to hike all the way up to the top.
Wow, that's insane. Holy,
it's
wow.
A pretty,
that's
pretty
intense.
Steep, intense hike. Wow. Yeah, so that was really cool. And yeah, we wanted to kind of just bring more people out. We thought it aligned well with the brand. They actually reached out to us because they're like, this is perfect. We want to get more people stoked to be outdoors. Yeah. And we want to raise awareness around this. And we thought it was a perfect duo. So we were able to donate some hats for them, and they had a raffle and posted that off. So that was a really cool opportunity, actually.
That's really awesome. Yeah. And I know, like, we say STOK Apparel, and your kind of flagship product are your hats, which we're all wearing right now. Yeah. Like I said, if you're wearing them, they are awesome. Yeah. So why did you choose hats as kind of your flagship product?
I mean, the hats, starting out, we kind of thought, we didn't have a lot of money. This is kind of the first thing to kind of like start a business. And especially with apparel, it's getting inventory in. Shirts, pants, you need sizes. Multiple sizes.
We understand that.
Yep. So getting your smalls, medium, large, and trying to understand how to get the quantities in. Like, I don't know if we need so many smalls. What if we don't sell?
Then you're stuck with all this inventory.
Exactly. Exactly. So we thought hats, our hats, like, they're adjustable snapbacks. They fit mostly everybody's head. So we figured that was a great way to start to get into it, because it broadens who can actually wear our apparel. And then from there, we're planning to expand into some like hoodies, like what you guys got on here too. Hoodies are perfect, like everybody wears a hoodie. Yeah. But then that just comes with more sizes and a little bit more cost to it. Yeah. Which we wanted to make sure that we could actually have something to grow, and like people actually like our product, our logo, our kind of branding. Yeah. So I mean, that's why we started with the hats, and people have been enjoying them, and we've been getting some good feedback. So
I like that it has a snapback. You can stick a ponytail in it. Like as a woman, like seriously, you guys, like as women, you understand what I'm talking about. You're out in the bush for a couple of days. No showers around. You stick your hair in a ponytail through a hat.
You need the snapback hole.
Right, for sure. I love that. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Small brands are big adventures. Like you said, it costs money. It's tough to, where do I want to go with this? It's not like you're making a huge amount of money right off the bat. For sure. Still probably have a full-time job. How do you balance the two? Because it's a lot of work doing these markets and everything.
For sure. I mean, honestly, how I look at it is balance is more of something that you'll get later in life. It's not more of a balance on a daily basis, where you want to balance your work, your free time, family time, like all of that on a daily basis. I kind of look at it on a broader horizon where it's balanced between periods of your life. So building the brand and working, I look at it as just a stage of the life where it's a time to build and grow, and really go into it during like my age right now and this stage of my life, and in hopes, hopefully that I'll gain balance back later in the future as these grow and kind of become more sustainable. So I mean, I'm kind of working hard every day. I enjoy it. It's something that fuels me. So I think definitely when you're building something and thinking about balance, you got to think about what fuels you.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing something that drains you, it's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just kind of on a longer time horizon that you got to look at balancing it and just focusing on it.
You have to enjoy what you do. I mean, you know, we get it. We have full-time jobs. I have quite a demanding, stupid corporate job. It takes up a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Like there is no Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 for me. No. But then we do all this stuff on the side. But you have to love what you're doing, and you obviously can tell you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And incorporating it with being outdoors and being on those adventures and living wild and being stoked about being outdoors. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, if someone somebody buys a STOK hat.
Yeah.
Okay, so the STOK hats are great and they fit good and it's a little bit of money in your pocket.
Yeah.
But what's behind that? Like why should we buy a STOK hat?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why you should buy a STOK hat is it's more than just a piece of apparel that you want to wear that just covers your head, keeps your head cool, keeps the sun out of your eyes. We kind of analyzing the brand. The first start really looked into why I buy other brands, why people actually buy other brands, and it's more of a connection with what that brand stands for. Like personally for myself, I like very active, usually like running a lot. I'm actually training for an Ironman right now, so
Awesome.
Trying to go wild on that as well. But the brands that I buy are like fitness apparel brands as well, because I kind of relate with that area. So for STOK, that whole brand is an outdoor brand. We want to get people stoked to be outdoors, and we also want to give back and maintain our outdoors, which is why we're donating part of our profits to help regrow Canadian forests. So that all kind of goes in. When you buy a STOK hat, you become a part of a community that wants to maintain the outdoors, keep the beauty that we have here in Canada. You want to be a part of something bigger. Like most people nowadays, they don't just work or do things for money. They want to be a part of something bigger than that, a bigger mission. And that's where we kind of wanted to include in our apparel a bigger mission, where you're building community, hanging out with like-minded people, exploring new places, finding hidden trails, on the tagline, and just kind of helping all of that community.
We spend a lot of time in the back roads, and we see a lot of these areas that forest fires have gone through, or they've done cut blocks for
there's a forest fire right now, right across the lake from where we're sitting right now. When we were down here scoping out this place, it was the night the fire started, and we're like, here's why I love, and I think that's part of the brand that I loved is you're giving back to something that you care about. So everybody that buys something, a percentage of that is going back to something that you truly care about. I love it.
What is that percentage that comes out of your hats back into the forest?
So it's 5% from every hat. Goes back into an organization called Tree Canada. And they'll go around all over Canada, that's the name kind of states there, and replanting our forests. And with that organization itself, the reason we kind of chose that is because they do mainly go on protected land, which is important to us because we want to make sure that the trees that are planted there are protected. There's a lot of other areas in some organizations where they'll go around and they'll replant these forests, but then it gets knocked down. It gets torn down, people will build stuff on it. So these areas, they're protected. We know that like whatever they plant there, it's going to be there for
sustainable.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I see what you mean about getting knocked down. They're building communities. I mean, we're in Kelowna right now, and all of the mountain areas that we've been going to for years.
Yeah.
Houses are starting to peek into those.
Those are now, they're now subdivisions. Like those that we used to go and explore and go up into the mountains are now subdivisions. So, you know, I think that is absolutely awesome. And you've talked about a lot about, you know, building that community of adventurers. Yeah. And I think it's cool because that's
what we do.
That's what we do too. And there's so many people out there, and there's so many people that don't. And I know from all the people that we talk to, like, being outdoors, and you're gonna be able to resonate with this too. It's therapeutic.
Sure.
There's a type of therapy to it that you just can't get anywhere else from being outdoors. Mm-hmm. But how do you see that community growing? Yeah,
I mean, well, like as you guys know, in the next week we're moving down to Calgary. Kelowna here, it's a smaller, it's quite a big town, but it's still a smaller town compared to like Calgary or Vancouver. And in Calgary, we're close to Banff, we're close to Canmore, we're close to kind of these big national parks, these big outdoor areas where a lot of people are stoked to go to. So I think it's a good opportunity to help grow that community in that area, focusing on a lot more events down there and connecting with a lot more people. Because here it is awesome, and there's a great community here for the outdoors, but it is a bit limited to what we could do. So I think going to Calgary and just having more population to work with face to face, because as you guys know, social media it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard
and a lot of work.
And a lot of work.
It's a beast.
It is a beast. And I've found that connecting with people more in person, like doing these markets and literally just talking to people while on the trails, has had more of an impact on the business than the social media. So I think going to that bigger community and be able to connect people in person can definitely help the community grow.
Makes sense.
I think that's awesome. We've connected with quite a few people from Alberta. There's a big outdoor community in Alberta.
There really is.
I mean, it's huge. We've started connecting with quite a few people out there. We can't wait to get out to Alberta to explore some of the backcountry ourselves.
Amazing.
Give us a little sneak peek into what's next for STOK.
Yeah, I mean, once we go down there, we're definitely going to be working hard to find new markets. Like as you guys know, we were doing the Kelowna downtown night market all summer. That was kind of our intro into things and connecting with the community. So I think going down there, looking at more markets to get into, hopefully connecting with some stores to get the hats into. And then expanding our product line. So going into the winter time, looking to get some hoodies, maybe some toques, make sure people's heads are warm on their adventures.
I'm stoked for a hoodie and a toque.
Yes.
I'm stoked for a hoodie and a toque. I will be on the lookout for those for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of the outlook for right now. There's definitely going to be some more plans in the future, but that's going to be the main one. There's a big market in Banff during Christmas time. I believe it's like a 3-day event. So hoping to get into that. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right in Banff, like that's a great
and
place.
Everybody there is outdoors.
Yeah.
They're out exploring, they're hiking, they're skiing, Banff is gorgeous.
You're not going there to stay indoors.
You're not going there to sit in a hotel and do, well, maybe, I guess, if you're staying at the Fairmont.
At the Fairmont, beside the point.
I guess.
You're looking at the beautiful view outside.
But most people that go there, that's an awesome place. So
So you've been talking about all these markets and stuff you go to and you're face-to-face and stuff like that, but for people that are listening and aren't able to get to those markets, how do they find your gear?
Because it's interesting. Like we said, we found each other on Instagram and started following. So I bought my first hat on Instagram.
This one here.
Which is actually an awesome kind of story, because our first, like I was kind of telling you, at first, I was getting a lot of family and friends ordering the hats, which is very cool, and I do appreciate it. But there's something when you're kind of starting a business where there's certain people that will support you because they're close to you, and they may like the product and buy the product because they like it, but there's a part of it where they're kind of supporting you because you're family and they want to see you succeed.
We get that.
Right. And so you guys were the first to actually buy on our online store that weren't family or friends. Now we're friends, but at the time we didn't know
They had no idea who we were.
We just thought the idea was really cool.
Yeah.
So that was awesome to kind of get some feedback like that. Like somebody actually likes what we've created and chose to just buy it after kind of seeing things. So like, that was off our Instagram page, STOK.Apparel on Instagram, and then STOKapparel.com. That's our website where you can order it, ship it all over Canada. Everything's kind of on there, and then we'll get our new products on there soon as well.
Awesome.
We'll throw those links down in the description and whatnot.
If you're watching on YouTube, we'll put them on screen. If you're listening on Spotify or anywhere else you get your podcast, we'll stick it in the description so people can find you easy.
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was awesome, and you're right. We have family and stuff that support us too. It's when people start reaching out. I had no idea that I was the first person to buy a hat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just found that out today.
And how we knew that we seen the order go through, obviously, and like we shipped it out, and then you actually posted a story, and we were just on the Instagram and we seen it go up, and like we were so stoked. Like I was like smiling like cheek to cheek. My partner Isabella was like in the bathroom, and I was like yelling at her like, look at this! Like somebody posted a story, and we're so happy, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, and it's kind of ironic because we had no idea. Again, we were your first customers. We thought that, it was just a great thing. And we actually searched. We drove through, I don't know how many kilometers of back roads looking for the perfect cut block to be in front of. To talk about reforestation and the percentage of whatever goes back to planting trees and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was exciting for us too to do that. To be your first customer and to do that, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's really awesome.
But I mean, I did love it because it is local. I love supporting local, but the hat was awesome. And then I bought mine at the market where we finally met in person because we hadn't met in person by that point. So that was really awesome. So I guess I do have a question for other people that are listening, because so many people have these dreams and they're afraid to take that first leap. And you did. That first leap into something different is scary. But
Big step.
For others that are listening or dreaming of starting a passion project or outdoor brand, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking about like I've always listened to other people, and you hear them get asked these questions and what advice they give, and it really comes down to not what I believe anyways is not worrying what other people think, and just starting it and actually sticking with it, because like in my past I've done a lot of little things here and there, and like kind of half going into it, half not. I'm like, I don't really know if this will work, or you're not really believing in it. But when you just kind of create something, start it and bring it out into the world to see how people respond to it. You never know what they're gonna think. You get in your head sometimes that people are gonna judge you and stuff like that, but if you can get over that hump and just say, I'm gonna do it, and I don't really care what anybody says, I'm just gonna like try and figure it out. I think you really got to wrap your mind around that and just start. And then continue with it.
Yeah, because it takes time, and it takes courage to do that. And I just love what your company stands for, and of course we do, because we are very big on the outdoors.
We are. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, can you share with us what your favorite or best adventure you've ever been on has been so far?
I mean, it's tough because I look at it more as the last moment, because there's always going to be another adventure. And most recently, I was down back at our cabin in Alberta, and I haven't been there in a while. And I was ripping quads with my brother and my buddy, and just like how we say, live wild, stay stoked. We were on the quads, just goosing her down the road, going down to the river. And that one's a pretty basic adventure. We've gone on some crazy hikes, and we were just in Hawaii, but I think that one specifically, it felt so good to just be ripping on a quad and going down to the river. We're just skipping rocks on the water. Like, it's probably the most basic adventure, but in the moment it was a top tier for me.
It's one of those moments where you can kind of forget everything else that's happening in the background because you're just focused on that most beautiful spot, right?
Yeah. I think people think that your favorite adventure has to be this great, big, grand thing, and it doesn't. Sometimes it's the smallest little moments and adventures that are your best ones. And
Yeah.
like you said, that was the one so far, but there's always something else to look
Yeah.
forward to.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It has just been amazing
Yeah.
to have you here. Like, it's our very first guest.
I appreciate you guys invited me on. This has been awesome.
It has been, and like I just loved what your company stood for when I first came across it. Dan,
Very first hat right here, folks.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
and it's great that you're going on this next adventure and taking time this weekend because you're moving. And when you say you're moving to Calgary, it's in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't sure you were going to make it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, today we got to pack up our apartment. We got to leave. We go to my parents' house, live there for a few days, and then we're gone to Calgary. So
Wow.
it's
Awesome.
kind of a hectic time right now, but I
But great
wanted to
new
come out,
adventure.
and I had to, before we left, I had to come out. This is an awesome
This is
podcast.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to see what is next for STOK.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're totally stoked
Yeah.
for whatever's coming up in your next big
Stoked.
adventures.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway, so that's a wrap for this episode. Be really helpful for everybody to go down and give us a 5-star rating. That really helps grow the podcast and get us out there for other people to see. And we also want to encourage you to go back and check out some of our other podcasts that we've done in the past. There's some great stories out there.
Don't forget to follow us as well so you don't miss any future episodes.
Yeah. So until then, stay wild, stay stoked.
From hidden trails to forgotten ghost towns, every path holds a story. Join Dan and Carm on Tracks, Trails, and Forgotten Tales, where history meets adventure. Now streaming on Spotify, Audible, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.